We have some clouds out and about the area right now, but we're looking at some sunshine, at least for the second half of the weekend. And as we head throughout the work week, more sun with temperatures getting up into the 80s, if not 90s.
And this morning on DC News Now, Shakira's World Pride concert is canceled following complications with her Thursday show in Boston. How you can get your full refund. And a new grant program in Maryland is set to help federal workers who've recently lost their jobs. With the warmer weather on the way, learn how to practice proper pool safety.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us on DC News Now this Saturday morning. I'm Haley Mylon. Let's take a live look outside right now, 7 o'clock your time. The Washington Monument in the middle of your screen looking good this morning after those angry storms last night. Good to see her still standing there, Derek.
Yep.
But oh my gosh, it was a noisy one where I was in Northern Virginia. Kept me awake past my bedtime.
It kept me up past my bedtime too. Plus, I was waiting for all the storms to die down so I could take a shower and get ready to go to bed
Wise
last
man.
night because I come from down south and we have, of course, much more frequent lightning.
That's smart.
I'm just like getting into
I actually have the
shower.
same rule of thumb. If it is storming, kids aren't getting in the bath. Nope. You can go to bed smelly.
Yep, you can definitely go to bed smelly indeed. We're looking at, of course, today, though, a lesser chance of storms. Do still have that opportunity as we head in towards the afternoon. We have a good bit of cloud cover this morning. Temperatures are into the 50s. We're only getting up into the lower 70s today, so the threat is not all there. Could see that threat further down towards the south along the I-64 corridor. Maybe if we're looking at a temperature right now, 58 degrees, southwest winds at around 6 miles per hour. We have that sun setting tonight at 8:27 as we head in towards this evening. We're looking at temperatures to bounce on up into the 60s as we head closer to 9 o'clock this morning. As we head in towards the afternoon, temperatures getting up into those 70s by 3 o'clock, or going into the 70s by at least 1 o'clock, going into 3 o'clock, 72 degrees. Things cool down as we head in towards the overnight, where temperatures will dip down into the low 50s as we head in towards the overnight. And as we begin tomorrow morning, looking at temperatures to start out into the mid 50s. Now, while we do have, of course, rainfall as we head throughout the afternoon, it looks like for the most part as we head after this afternoon, looks like the rain pretty much diminishes. We're going to see a good bit of sunshine as we head into the second half of the weekend.
Derek, thank you. And with that severe storm threat last night, a lot of people waking up this morning without power. Right now, more than 99,000 people are without power in Virginia, and in Maryland, more than 3,000 people without power. Stay tuned to DC News Now. We're staying on top of the restoration efforts. And the Army Corps of Engineers is in western Maryland in a region that saw historic flooding just a couple weeks ago. This video here is from some of that flooding. The engineers arriving in Allegheny County yesterday to help assess the risks ahead of additional rainfall coming this season. That includes finding areas where debris could cause water to back up and ensuring that critical infrastructure like hospitals are out of harm's way and accessible. Hurricane season starts tomorrow. Virginia leaders are urging families to prepare. Governor Glenn Youngkin says the most important thing you can do is stay informed. Go through a checklist, see which evacuation zone you live in, have your insurance policy details ready, and sign up for emergency alerts.
In any hurricane season, we have to be prepared for that worst storm. We just must. We also have to be prepared for multiple back-to-back issues where we could, like Florida had last year, where they had Hurricane Helene and then shortly thereafter they had Hurricane Milton.
Hurricane season goes through November 30th. You can stay on top of these severe storms by downloading our free DC News Now weather app. Scan the QR code that you see on your screen. That way you get all the updates for where you live sent right to your phone. You can also find the full forecast on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Developing now, Shakira's concert that was supposed to be at Nats Park today has been abruptly canceled. The performance was supposed to kickstart World Pride celebrations in the district. Nationals Park posting on social media that they can't get her full tour to D.C. on time following complications with yesterday's show in Boston. It was canceled due to structural issues at Fenway Park. If you've got tickets to today's concert at Nats Park, you do get a refund. Refunds are issued automatically for Ticketmaster and Nationals.com purchasers. But if you bought a ticket through a third party, you could contact those vendors directly. And we're getting more of a sense of the safety plans in place for World Pride. Homeland Security and the Emergency Management Agency say they're bringing together multiple agencies to make sure all events are both secure and fun. There are plans in place for everything from weather to crowd control.
We bring event organizers in really early in the planning process with all of the agencies that contribute to safe and secure events. And we work together to make sure that the event organizer understands what the requirements of the district are and the district agencies are prepared to support.
You can find a full list of road closures, parking restrictions, and events over on DCNewsNow.com. And a pride flag is now waving over DC's City Hall. This as the city gets ready for World Pride celebrations. It's the third time the flag has been raised there. And this year, the district is celebrating 50 years of pride events in DC.
We know that so many Washingtonians didn't wait for change, they led the change. And as you've already heard more eloquently than I can say, that people marched, they sacrificed, they testified, they fought, and they won right here in Washington, D.C.
This year's ceremony is extra special as the nation's capital is hosting World Pride for the first time. There will be more than 200 World Pride events happening now through June 8th. Nearly 20 people being brought back to the U.S. to face some serious charges for federal crimes that date back decades. They include a 45-year-old man from Mexico who's accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend in Prince George's County back in 2014. A man from Guatemala who's accused of being a prolific drug dealer. The FBI says he brought 5 kilos of cocaine to sell in D.C. There's also a man from the country of Georgia accused of plotting a mass killing in New York City. A 33-year-old from Kosovo is also among those being brought back. Federal officials say that man wanted for online crimes. A frightening scene in Maryland when a tour bus with multiple people on board caught fire. Take a look here. You can see the massive flames coming from the bus here at the Park and Ride in Rockville. Police say 9 passengers and the driver were able to escape. One person did need to go to the hospital though, and this is a look at the bus when the firefighters were able to put out the flames. You can see just how terribly charred it is. Police say that person is being treated for breathing in too much smoke. And there's a new law in Maryland to protect renters. Prince George's County Council approving the legislation to establish relocation funding for families who are displaced when their homes are condemned. It'll also give them the first opportunity to move back in when the housing is once again safe.
And so this legislation ensures that tenants are protected when there's issues where the unit has been condemned for some reason, that they have to assist them with finding housing, that they have to give them first a right of refusal to move back into that unit, that they can't be using this as a tool to displace people.
The new protections take effect in June. And a new grant program in Maryland is set to help federal workers who recently lost their jobs tackle this teacher shortage in the state. Our Kevon Dupree has more on the millions of dollars going places like Montgomery College to get people to the front of the class.
The Maryland Higher Education Commission will provide $1 million to colleges and universities. Montgomery College will receive $100,000 that will go to its Feds to Eds teaching program.
Maryland Governor Wes Moore announcing a $1 million grant for 11 colleges and universities. The money meant to help displaced federal workers transition into teaching. Moore made the announcement Tuesday at Montgomery College's Rockville campus. Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich was there.
The goal is pretty straightforward and it's pretty smart. Take people who've been displaced by recent federal job cuts and help them become teachers.
In addition to helping federal workers, the grant is meant to address an issue in Maryland classrooms.
Like most jurisdictions, Montgomery County is facing a teacher shortage.
Montgomery College will put the $100,000 it's receiving toward the Alternative Certification for Effective Teachers, Feds to Eds program. The funding supporting the effort to transition people with professional experience into the classroom where students can benefit from that experience. Elrich seeing it as a win for displaced workers and children.
I know that people coming from federal agencies, nonprofits, and tech fields have a lot to offer. They understand systems, communication, and they understand real-world problem solving. And these skills can absolutely enrich the learning experience for our students.
Montgomery College says the funding will help support as many as 18 people who are looking to transition into full-time teaching. In Rockville, I'm Kevon Dupree, DC News Now.
Kevon, thanks for that reporting from Maryland. And there's plenty of fun happening in Western Maryland this weekend. The Washington County Library has planned a long list of events at the Hagerstown branch today. There's a salsa dance festival, and then on Sunday afternoon, there's a Calypso concert at Hagerstown City Park. Organizers say these events bring families into the library, and they'll get a chance to see all it has to offer, including a new audio technology lab.
We're going to be out here dancing to the great Calypso music. We're going to be learning how to dance salsa.
Anyone who has dreams of getting involved with the music industry, or if they're interested in just learning how to utilize recording software.
All events are free to the public. You can find more information on dcnewsnow.com. All right, Derek, a lot of people are hoping to get outside as it's the weekend after Memorial Day weekend. Pools are open. What can people expect?
Still going to be kind of chilly for the pool, but nonetheless, it's going to be warmer than it was last weekend. We're having temperatures into the 70s this weekend. As we head about the week, temperatures will eventually bounce up into the 80s. Had a few storm reports with those high winds that came through yesterday. Even a few reports of a few funnels here and there. Have to watch out and see how the National Weather Service goes about with their surveys this weekend to see if we had any touchdown tornadoes here and there and around the square. We're looking at, of course, things today looking a little bit better than we were yesterday. Still have that opportunity to see a little bit more rainfall. A lot of us seeing a good inch or two down towards Fredericksburg as well as Lexington Park. 2 inches for Annapolis. Other locations seeing at least 1/4 of an inch, if not that, just maybe 2/10 of an inch. But we're looking at, of course, another 1/2 inch today possible with those showers and storms.